Hello people, first of all I want to thank two people for subscribing. Breaking Point 2014, thank you for subscribing, and I missed this photo from yesterday, so my severe apologies for them. I was all up in the head about the elections and all that. That's the only reason why I missed you. George Study, thank you for subscribing too. So I'm talking about Sinn Féin today, and how Sinn Féin lost their 3 seats in Cavan local county council, and how they lost 1 seat in Monaghan. And I'm going to say it because I'm from Cavan and I know what people, I know Sinn Féin voters who voted. There was one man I know very well. He voted Sinn Féin for 80 years. He's 81 years old. He voted Sinn Féin in every election, give them number one. And you know what he said to me with the last presidential election? He said, I wouldn't vote Sinn Féin. They never went into the government. They don't want to do anything. The only thing they want to do is complain. And that's what the people of Cavan have enough of. They have enough of Sinn Féin complaining about things and sitting down and not doing anything. Because that's all they do. That's what people in Cavan saying. This is not coming from me. This is coming from the general population of Cavan. Because I hear people say, "Oh, Sinn Féin can't do anything. They won't do anything because they just complain." And then when they get into government, they just sit there and do nothing. And that's what you hear from people from Cavan. Everybody in Cavan's on about that. And that's the one thing they know. And I know my hair's standing up. My apologies for that. But that's the one thing I hear from people in Cavan. Anybody, I hear mostly from anybody in Cavan. You hear that Sinn Féin have done nothing for the last few years. And when they got the opportunity to go into government, they didn't do nothing. And they don't, and only one Sinn Féin councillor got in. And there's 3 last year, now there's only 1. That's a real big difference, believe me, for a party to be just wiped out, literally wiped out altogether out of Cavan. Another thing is, Sinn Féin is not, it's 5 people, the other day, when I was at the poll, when they were going to vote, I wasn't asking, but they randomly came up to me and said, what do you think do you think Sinn Féin's going to do well, or do you think Labour's going to do well? And I was like to them, I don't think Labour will do well. And I was like, and I didn't say anything about Sinn Féin, but what they said to me, one of them said to me was, Sinn Féin has shamed themselves because they're going around and they're not focusing. Arthur Griffith didn't found Sinn Féin to be talking about the outside world and this, that, and going doing this, that, and the other around the world. Sinn Féin means ourselves, obviously, for the Irish people, not for any other country, not for any other purpose. It's just for the Irish people, and they're going against that because they're talking about this place, they're talking about that place, they're talking about. They would like to be. Why should they even be in Europe? They should not even be in Europe if they're for ourselves. They should. I understand. That's what I get. They're that kind of. I was kind of thinking they were actually a tiny bit right. Why are they in Europe? That's the thing. If they're for ourselves, then why are they in Europe? Because I don't know. It's just something they mentioned. It's just I never thought of it that way before. But that's the reason why. Because they won't do anything. People in Cavan say they won't do anything. They just refuse to do anything because they just have to do something then instead of to complain about it. And the second is that they just are going against everything that Arthur Griffith found Sinn Féin for, because they're doing everything else but what they were made to do, which was support the Irish people and get united down in the West. That's basically what Sinn Féin's goals were back years ago. And Sinn Féin nowadays, I don't know. I really just don't know what their goals are. I don't know where they're going with. They're 1 second they're saying this, next second they're going like this, they're going that way, they're going this way, they're going this other way. And that's why people are going, people before profit. The Green Party, loads of Green Party, these 2 people, as I was saying, the 5 people I was talking to, they were fierce Sinn Féin voters. They told me they were fierce Sinn Féin voters before the presidential election. And they refused to vote. They refused to vote in the presidential election. And they went and voted they told me they went and voted the Green Party and they went to go and vote for people before profit. And that's what they done. Because they wouldn't be seen voting Sinn Féin now. And this is why the cross cap. People just have enough of Sinn Féin because they just talk. I know I'm talking. It's easy for me to say, but they just talk. If I was given a position of government, it was here's your power. Here you have 6,000 or 7,000 folks behind you. 6,000 or 7,000 people behind you. Do something about this problem. Let's say in a local issue. Let's just say the footpaths need to be done. And say Ballyconnor. Let's just say that it doesn't need to be done, but we just say that. And there's 3 other people that wouldn't do anything. I'd be like to the council, I'm here. I got elected with 7,000 or 8,000 people. You go and do something, or I have your names up for review. To be honest, that's the thing. Because I would literally nag the council until they got absolutely fed up and had to go and do it. Because that's literally that's what I'd be about. But it's not all about me. But I'm just saying, it's easy for me to talk. I know people probably say that, but you know, when you're in government, like I know one Sinn Féin fellow who didn't get in for Cavan Bartowit in my constituency. Like he's Daniel Downey. He's actually pretty good, but you know, it's hard to be. I suppose it's hard when you just like. Like before, I suppose 2 years ago I never heard of him before, and he was in the council. I never heard of him before, and you know, that's just lack of publicity and lack of interactive with the public, and that's really what affected him. That's why I think that affected him mostly, because he's well liked about Cavan, but again, the probably it's going back to people just fed up with Sinn Féin. That's really the thing, and they're just fed up with everything. They're just turning their face on the old side of Sinn Féin. The old Republicans, like this person that was 80 years old, he's obviously an old Republican who probably was, you know, that's what I'm saying. He probably was an old Republican. He's 81 now, so. And he said, I've been in my, last time we talked to him, he said, I've been in my grave before I vote Sinn Féin again. Before I vote Sinn Féin again. Which is really, really bad for Sinn Féin. If he went on the radio and said that, that's really terrible. What they have somebody 80 that voted Sinn Féin all of his life and turning his back on the party now. That's really something. Believe me, that's something. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.